I'm real nervous to do this one. All the way back in 2021, I covered a case of a missing Missouri woman and a twisted story that I thought was facts. Well, it's 2024, and I want to clear the air as well as tell the whole story because, trust me, the truth is just as bad. This is the case of Cassidy Rainwater, the whole truth.
We've got a hold 187.
In June 2023, Timothy Norton pled guilty to first-degree murder, and a judge sentenced him to life in prison without parole. A second man, James Phelps, used the Alford plea earlier in 2023 and was sentenced to the same thing. But how did we get here? In a small Missouri town so close to my home. Between the lies and the media outrage and the truth, it was just a horrific story of a woman named Cassidy. Cassidy Rainwater was reported missing in August 2021. She was last seen with a man named James Phelps. But this is not where police were notified. They had been tipped off that some photos were circulating the dark web. In September, the FBI turned over a cyber tip they received entitled Cassidy. The tip contained images of a partially nude woman in a cage. In the photos, the woman was, quote, attached to a crane used by hunters to gut wild game. There were also photos of her dismemberment. News hit fast, and it was hard to figure out what was fact, and people were exaggerating what was happening. Things like this hadn't happened in a long time, let alone in a small Missouri town. People went wild, including me. Amateur sleuths were all over TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, just spreading whatever news they had as fast as they could. But a lot of it was the truth. This was a horrific crime and we wanted justice, and now. But police were just getting started. Police swarmed the property and found out that Cassidy had last been seen at the farm on Moon Valley Road. But the men said that Cassidy wasn't there. They were just helping her get back on her feet. But these two men say that she had left and they didn't know where she was. We weren't buying it, and neither were police. The 33-year-old woman had now been missing since July 2021. But cybercrimes were on the case and they realized the backyard in the photos matched the farm. There was enough for a search warrant. For a week straight, police searched the property. They ended up finding the remains of Cassidy. Even more disturbing was how they found those remains. It was in James Phelps' freezer, with the date July 24th written on it. So it wasn't our fault that we figured that this was possible cannibalism. Let me be clear, this is not a fact in the case, this is just speculation. But I think a lot of us put two and two together. But what really happened to Cassidy was worse than any horror film or what we could make it. These men decided to murder Cassidy over some things that she stole. Timothy Norton told investigators he pinned her down while she slept on the living room floor. James Phelps later fatally choked her and put a bag over her face, he said. She was then allegedly taken outside and bound to the crane. Pictures were taken and sold online. Because this was so bad and honestly nobody really wanted to admit that it happened here, police were tight-lipped. The house where all of this took place burnt to the ground in October 2021 in an apparent arson. This only made the rumors worse. There was a flurry of media throwing out all things and all thoughts, and that was including me. I was new to this. This was my first really big case. Definitely my first current case. This is not an excuse because I didn't really know what I was doing, but I didn't check sources. I just wanted these guys charged as fast as possible. I wanted to see the monsters who did this. It was hard to wait for the justice system, but we had to. By June 2023, both men had pled guilty and will spend the rest of their miserable lives in jail. Timothy has spoken out saying, "I deserve to die, and I'm ready for that." I think the hardest thing for me that keeps me up at night was that Cassidy was forgotten in all of this. Everyone was so caught up in this new age killer and cannibal rumors and all of that we forgot about her. I look at her pictures and think, what a beautiful smile, and it hurts me. No one deserves to die in the horrific way that she was taken. I have no words. I'm sorry that I did you wrong, Cassidy. And I hope you know that I will always strive to make it right, to put victims first, and to fight for people like you. When Cassidy died, she was exactly my age. She fell on hard times, and she just was in need of help. She was a victim and a person who deserved more. Now the 2 men that took her life will rot in prison. As always, you can see my source material. And there's a lot for this because I really tried to get the facts in the description. I got this from People. I got this from NBC News. So this is as much fact as I could put together. For more stories like Cassidy's, you should subscribe and share. And just to lighten the mood, I will leave you with this. I'm going to give you a piece of advice. It's not a good idea to listen to a crime reporter / blogger or TikTok videos that is someone sitting in their mommy and daddy's basement eating great value cheese puffs and drinking boxed wine with grand intentions of being a social media superstar. Love, Sheriff Rice. That was one of his famous quotes from this case, and honestly, I agree. Don't trust everything you hear, even if it's from me. I do my best. I definitely have grown. That is why I say that I want to leave my videos up, is because I want to see, and I want you guys to see, the progression of what I've made. I'm not perfect. I am no big true crime YouTuber, but I strive to be better every video. I strive to be better every time I do this. And I think you can see, if you look back at my old Cassidy Rainwater videos, how far I have come with telling the victim's story. Not sensationalizing. And I mean, we all get caught up in that. But Cassidy Rainwater's case woke me up that I've been doing things wrong. And I really mean that I apologize. I apologize to Cassidy and I apologize to you guys. I strive to make my channel victim focused. And that doesn't mean that I'm not going to make mistakes, but I'm learning. So I wanted to put out Cassidy's story, just the facts, just her story, because she mattered. And everyone on this channel that I report on matters. I thank you guys for being here, and I will see you next time.